Are you looking for some tips on how to stop giving a shit about people and their opinions on your life? Stay tuned, and I have 5 tips to help you shake that stuff off of you. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share some tips with you on how to stop caring about people and their opinions of your life. So, I recently had a conversation with someone who felt the need to give me their opinion on my life and what I should be doing with it. And for me, last time I checked, I'm a grown ass woman. I can do whatever I want. And I appreciate your opinion, but this isn't a democracy. You don't get a vote in my life. So I stopped asking people for their opinions in my life a long time ago. I definitely started out as a young person who had issues with committing to an idea or feeling secure enough to make decisions because that's not how I was raised. I had a very abusive stepfather and grew up in a very scared household, and no one was able to make their own decisions. Therefore, when I realized that I can make decisions for my own, that's what I did. So, um, hopefully, you will take these tips and look at them as a reference point for yourself. You don't have to apply them all to your life, but really, nobody should have a vote in your life. It's you. You are the person who has to live this journey. You are the person who has to live with the results of the decision you make. So, hopefully, you are making decisions that are going to make you happy. And if the decision ends up not being a good choice, there's no one to blame but yourself. And it's not a blame. You made a decision, it didn't work, so how are you course correcting? That's all it is. So, my first tip is to take everything with a grain of salt. I mean, people overreact to everything, and I do mean everything all the time. If you cross the street chewing gum, running, and happen to look down and didn't look back up within 1 second, people will talk about you. I mean, you see how the internet can take one little look at a Academy Award show or a conversation. Maybe the camera angle looked at someone at the wrong moment and they had their eyes closed, but now it's an eye roll. I mean, seriously, who cares what people think? You're gonna over exaggerate it, you're gonna take it out of proportion, so it doesn't freaking matter. Just do it anyways. The next thing is probably that you're not that important. And that's basically the gist of it. You are not so important that the entire world is going to be talking about you and your decision all the time. Therefore, stop tripping. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think about it too much. Just make the decision already and go forward. Sometimes we get caught up in our heads about whether we should take a particular job. What if I want to change my entire work field altogether? What if I want to relocate? What if I want to wear a blue dress and someone said I should wear a red dress? Who cares? Just make a decision already and move forward. And if it doesn't work, change it. That's the beauty of life. If something that you're doing doesn't work, you, in most situations, get the opportunity to do it again. So just do that. The next thing is you're doing the best that you can. Stop tripping. And you are going to hear me say that a lot. Stop tripping. I say this to everybody. Life is too short for you to be miserable. So stop tripping off of things that don't matter. Make a decision already. I think that you are learning as much as you can every day. Every day you are trying to live your best life. So, with that, the confidence that you should have with every decision you make should be there already. You should not think that you don't know how to make a decision because you do. Obviously, you're getting through each day, aren't you? And most of the time, nobody is even going to care about what your decision is. Most of the time, they're not even going to remember that it was such a big deal to you. And most of the time, they won't even know it was a big decision to you. So they are seeing you as you showed up in the space that you showed up. So there is no reason to care about it. There are so many things to be worried about and consumed about. That should not be one of them. It is, it's funny because I remember how much sleep and I lost and how much time I took trying to make decisions that ended up not even mattering. So just remember that when it comes to decisions, put yourself on a timeline, write the pros and cons of each, look at them. Does one list outweigh the other for you? And go with that. And for me, your intuition, your gut tells you what you should do. So follow that. Follow that. You are your own self advocate. You are your own best decision maker. Don't poll too many people. You can, of course, have a conversation with a friend that you trust to help you talk through this decision because sometimes we do need that person. But don't look for that person to make a decision for you. Let you make that decision because you're the one who's going to have to live it in your journey. And the final thing I have is take action. Don't get paralyzed by fear. Don't get paralyzed by the unknown. Don't be paralyzed by the, oh my God, what if? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. If the decision you make doesn't work, please start again. My son, I will give you this story. My son, in deciding what college he wanted to go to, started out wanting to go to Northridge. We knew Northridge was going to be his college for at least 2.5 years. He knew it was 6 hours away from home. He could drive home. I could drive to him. It was simple. When we submitted college applications senior year, the day the final application was due, he told me that he submitted his application to University of Hawaii. And that took me off guard because I wasn't expecting that. My 17-year-old son thinking he was going to go to University of Hawaii. So application was submitted. About 2 weeks later, he received his notice that he was accepted, and here we go. That was hard for me because he decided that he was not going to go to Northridge. He went to University of Hawaii. And I told him, remember, you're not 6 hours away. You are a 6-hour plane ride over water. So you will not be able to drive home. I will not be able to drive to you. And your flights will not be able to be purchased the day you decide you want to come home. You're going to have to put some thought into this. Needless to say, that first semester away was horrible. He was miserable. He wanted to come home. And I said, absolutely not. The thing about it is that you chose to go to the school. I told you that once you go, you are committed for 4 years. After 4 years, you can leave and make whatever decision you want to. but when you start something, you must finish it. He graduated from the university in 4 years. He did no extra time. He did summer school. He did overabundance of classes, which I really didn't recommend, and I did have to perform some rescue visits, but he knows, he knew, and he did it. And he will tell anyone today that I hated my mom for making me stay, and at the end of the 4 years, I'm so glad that she made me stay. So, the biggest thing that is the takeaway action from all of these things and from this video that I hope that you walk away with is you don't have to give a shit about people and their opinions. They don't matter. They don't matter. You matter. Your feelings matter. Your decisions matter. And if you don't like something, change it. It's what this life is about. It's getting to enjoy the journey that you're on and remembering life is too short to live it any other way. Do you, boo? Do you? Alright, guys, until the next video, don't forget to enjoy the journey.